Hello, all you suicide warriors. Dan Pelly here, inspirational speaker, suicide warrior. The topic of this video is determination and resolve. And I want to start off this video by reading a quote from my mentor, as I'm a practicing Buddhist now over 14 years. And this quote alone literally saved my life, and hopefully it will save yours. And I do my best to help everybody I come into contact with that is suffering with depression and clinical depression to choose life. But we have to make determinations. We have to find solutions for ourselves, because no matter how much support we get, we still are on our own in the end. And we have to dig down deep inside to find these solutions to help us and stay determined to stay alive. So the quote is, when your determination changes, everything will begin to move itself in the direction you desire. The moment you resolve to be victorious, every nerve and fiber in your being will immediately orientate itself towards your success. SGI President Tassako Keita, my mentor, Buddhist leader. And I'll also add happiness. I didn't realize that this was even bigger for me in 96, that the day came just like the day came when I made the attempt. And I hit that moment, that wretched, horrible moment that you want to end your life. But this moment came after my attempt and survival and suffering for months after that. And then I'm realizing that it's going to stay this way no matter how much support I get if I don't start finding solutions and have the resolve to continue to find these solutions that I'm going to need to get myself better. So, this determination I made one day, and I just said, first, I need to choose life no matter what. No matter what hardships I go through, no matter what problems or life events happen, you continue to choose life. That's the key. And then find solutions by going to recovery programs, getting on the right medication. I'm an advocate for the right medication because, if you don't protect yourself, no one's going to do it for you. And sometimes when we're suicidal and we're in ideation and we got depression and clinical depression, we get to this point where we're just unable to protect ourselves. So we got to be safe. And it might numb us a little bit, the medication, but it did keep me safe. I don't plan on staying on it forever, which I didn't then. And I got back on it in 2010, but I've been med free since 2011. So making that determination that no matter what, I'm going to be victorious in this, I got to get better, because everybody's just going to look at me like he's sickly, he's depressed, and they look at you that you're sick, just like any other disease. And it can be very judgmental, when people use the cliches of pull yourself up by the bootstraps and be strong and live for this one and live for your kids. And you got to live for yourself too first before you can live for anybody. So when I made that determination that first time, I realized at that point, if I keep saying this to myself and stay determined, that no matter what, if I even get suicide ideation, which carried on in 97 for a little bit until it moved away from my mind, but I stayed determined to never give up. You got to make this determination. And then you got to find solutions. When I stayed in bed in my second attempt in 2010 for almost 10 months, my wife was begging me to get out of bed, and I wasn't doing anything. I was just locked in my bedroom, and I was just stubbornly wanting to be staying sick, and I couldn't do anything to help myself. And then I realized she's not going to get me out of bed. Well, she did, to wash, to eat. Lucky I had her, do certain things that was very important. And then it came to the point where I said, man, I got to go do something. So I found a recovery program. I got determined, and I went every week. And for 4 months, I'm climbing 5, 6 flights of stairs very slowly, because my body was physically ravaged from the clinical depression. And I just stayed determined that I'm going to climb all these stairs, and I'm not going to take the elevator, and I'm going to sit with people, and some were worse off than I was. And I really, appreciated who they were and what was going on. And I knew that, this, if I stay with this, I'll continue to feel better and get better. And sometimes some of the meds didn't work, certain therapists didn't work, and I ended up changing my therapist and things like that because I wanted to get the right person that understood me and the right psychiatrist and everything I was doing. I wasn't talking like this, that's for sure. I was definitely head down, mortified in my life and trying to rebuild. So as I got to the point where in 96, as I got better at my determination and I got better, and I started living another life. I met my other wife in 2000, in 2000, 1999 actually, and we got remarried and so forth. I got remarried, and she did also, and I raised three stepkids, and I started living a whole nother life. So from that determination and from the therapy I did back then to the time of just recovering and then going to college for the first time where I met her at Bunker Hill Community College. I never went at 40 years old. I'm playing on the college baseball team, very athletic. I played 10 years of football. So it was all good. And, we fell in love and that was it. We bought a house and everything was great until my stepdaughter almost got killed in 2007, which is a life event, and she took the worst. She took a head injury, and she's doing fine now, but it really rocked the family. Took 3 or 4 years to get her back on her feet. She's doing fairly well now. Certain careers she can't do, but she's a wonderful human being and inspires me every day. But that's when I stayed in bed for 10 months in 2010 while I was practicing Buddhism and I was being attacked by devilish functions that they would say that you gotta expedite this bad karma. And that's what I did. I started expediting this bad karma, chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, doing what I got to do, studying, and all that. And that's when I went to the recovery program and I found solutions for myself. Because if you don't find solutions for yourself, nobody's going to do it for you. You got to take the steps and you got to ask people for help. Because asking for help is the biggest thing, especially for men. You got to be able to say, I need help. I can't do this on my own right now. I need help. I need to be able to, function again and get back to living again and so forth. But I had the second attempt, which was mortifying for myself and for the family. And I decided that was it. I made another determination, never again. And at this point, to me, it's never again. And have the resolve. Whether I become sickly or terminally ill, I'm not going to go there. And I'm going to go to my last breath of this life and give it all I got like a lion and stay determined to the point where, hey, whatever happens, happens. But you know what? It's not going to be me, myself, taking my own life. Not going to do it. So that's my resolve now. Now, do I know what I would do if something was happening and I got terminal ill and all that? But I have to stay in a certain lane in this suicide prevention, that this assisted suicide and all these things. I understand people argue that, hey, if you got terminal illness, you're going to die in a couple of months. You don't want to go through the pain and suffering and put family through pain and suffering. But I think family would rather have you around than not have you around. But I don't judge. And that's the way. I'm just saying the lane I stay in is like Canada's let young people without parental consent now, just because of a heartbreak or something, they could decide very quickly, not like in Switzerland, it takes 8-10 months of therapy. And I don't agree with it. I don't agree with assisted suicide. I just don't. And that's just how I feel about it. But I think the point is when we get into these situations and we find the resolve and the solutions to carry on and making determinations day in and day out. Hey, I still have to wake up and make determinations. I have my days where I'm down and I'm not feeling it, or I don't feel like making a video. But when I build myself up and I give myself that encouragement and that determination, I realize it's still all on you, Dan, and it's still all on you. You need to get up. And when I started doing my short list in 2010, it really helped me because I couldn't do multiple things that I do now. I'm back in real estate and whatever, I'm doing my program and I'm helping people with suicide prevention. I self-fund. Not in it for the money. You know, we watch things on TV, we see things all over the place that they're trying to sell you something. I don't make any money, but I'm selling life. I'm selling you life and choosing life. And once you make that determination that you're going to choose life, and you find that you take actions and solutions, and you got the resolve, your whole world opens up. And I lived another life, so I did get better, and I started speaking in front of people, and I said I got to overcome the shame and guilt that I was ravaged with. By 2016, I made my first video, and here I am, helping many people. I've lost some close people, and it's very heartbreaking for me, and not Superman. None of us are Superwoman. But I tell you, one thing we can do when we wake up in the morning is to wake up with determination that you're going to make a difference in your own life and try to make a difference in other people's lives, and it will be very rewarding back to you. And this is the encouragement I want to give others, that this determination is big. And it can, once you feel it here, just like the moment came when I wanted to end it, that feeling is stronger now for determination, like a warrior. And stay determined. That's the key. And once you do this, there'll be no looking back. I want to leave you with my Buddhist prayer, because I'm a practicing Buddhist. For your good health, your protection, your wisdom, your compassion, your courage, your determination, your mission, your happiness, your family, your good fortune, and total victory. I'm Dan Pelley, inspirational speaker. If you want to help me fund myself, you can find me on Venmo. You'll find me under Dan Pelley, Suicide Warrior. And you can find me on Venmo if you want to contribute to me at all. You don't have to, of course, but it's always helpful when people pitch in. And I can keep sponsoring and keep getting the word out there to choose life. Don't forget, it's all up to you. Total victory. See you on the next video.